Jay, there's a lot of talk about Morant going around with a recent incident, his possibility of being benched from the Memphis Grizzlies, and everything that he may be dealing with as a young black man. If you could have a conversation with him right now, or to any young black man that may be dealing with some things, what would be your advice to him?
Oh man, well, from what I hear, he actually is benched. It's tough, man. I lived in D.C. through the Gilbert Arenas time with the bringing the guns to there, so it's gonna be sucky to see, and I hope that his career doesn't have the same fate that Gil's did, because essentially it was, his career was over. And he was such an amazing player. He was a Ja Morant type person and player at that time. But I just don't know. A lot of people will have an opinion, but I just really don't know what's going through these kids' mind. It's not that he don't have his dad around, so you can't blame that. And I'm not gonna blame his dad. I don't know, I don't think a father's telling, his son to do dumb stuff like that. But again, then you like, oh, you hear about the P&B Rock thing. That was a father and son that did it. So the world is not what it was when we were growing up. And I know everybody said that, but it's just getting worse out here, man. And for him, I would try to be as positive as possible, but at the same time, I'll definitely be honest with him, because that's what we need. We need authenticity. We don't need somebody who's going to tell us what we want to hear. We don't need no more yes men. I'm sure he got a lot of those around. You worth, $300-400 million. You're gonna get a lot of yes men around, a lot more than you will people willing to tell you the truth. Just tell him, look, this is where you're headed. This is where you're going. I think that when we're young and we get such success so fast, we don't really appreciate it. We don't understand it. How hard it is to get what it is that you want. Like, when you start to get stuff in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, there's a lot of the McDonald's guy got rich at 52. The Colonel ain't get his millions into 60. Like, these are the things that's still here and outliving other individuals. When we get it so young, you don't understand and appreciate it. And so, I would just tell him and remind him of that as much as I possibly can. I think everybody should do it, not because it's a broken record, but the more people say it, the more, validation it has. So we got to not think that you're being a broken record because you're telling them, give them your own flair of it, but definitely keep telling them the same thing, because he has to combat that with the negative forces. They got to combat that with the social media. Everybody telling him so much stuff. So the more voices that he can have that's telling him the right thing is going to be able to help, him move in the right direction. And lastly, I would just impress upon him, if he don't know, because I know a lot of kids say it now, they don't want to be role models, but I would impress upon you are, wherever you want to be or not. You set yourself up for that when you go out there and play as good as you play. When you accept those contracts, and when you're on commercials and you're doing the things that you're doing, you set that up. I saw when he was drafted, he said his favorite player is Russell Westbrook. You watch Russell Westbrook all the time. And whatever he was doing influenced you, along with other basketball players, I'm sure. So you can't pick and choose to not be a role model if you're going to be on the television, on TikTok, on Instagram, on social media all the time because of the thing that you do. That's just really like an oxymoron. You are that. Whether you want to be or not, you're going to be that. You got to choose. Are you going to be a positive influence or a negative influence? But the most important thing I just said is it's your choice. And he just need to be reminded of his choice. I know everybody's reminding him about these bad choices that he's making. Now, let's remind him of some good choices that he can make going forward to get himself out of this and to salvage his career.